Cannot use humanoids or any human DNA from any subspecies of human or relatives. Well, back to the drawing board. That explains why people use human DNA now. Well, that's a shame. What I'm going to do with these four then. Have two completely different subspecies and one male and female. And still use them after a war, but I still need to put a prototype up to face it. Maybe you can just remove the human DNA and just express the boar and hippo. Maybe add bat like it was in the previous models. Hello there. You heard all that. Let's change the subject. Top right corner, you see that little frame picture of a plesiosaur? Yes, it is mixed with a seal. As you can tell, I've been making a lot of them creatures over the years, not just to fight. I mean a lot of different creatures, from mammalians to dinosaur-esque creatures. And when I mean a lot, I mean a lot. I wasn't only limiting myself to vertebrates, as you can see here. I made a lot of creatures. A lot. And just an absolute ton amount of creatures. So when I saw other people making hybrids to face this Endom 2.0 in this so-called war, after seeing what happened to Hank and the appearance of the legendary Samson, and then later down the line, the appearance of Vex to avenge Hank, I decided to make my own creature. As you can see here, we made multiple different types of prototypes of the Clawthorn Hippo. Surprisingly, Hippo DNA is actually kind of rare in these prototypes. With V1 and V3 not having any distinct hippo in it. Instead, relying on giant ground sloth for the base. But the hippo DNA was very important for not only the jaw strength, but the nose and other factors, especially the musculature. But yeah, thanks to everybody's favorite weird giraffe trunks creature, well, V2 grow to immense size. Not as big as you expect, but still pretty large. Few living specimens are doing pretty well, but sadly, each one isn't able to reproduce due to certain factors that we didn't foresee. I wish we did foresee, and then some would be that bad. So yeah, V. Oh yeah, V1. V1 was terminated for reasons. And now we come to V4. Basically, our near perfect example. We made many different versions, ironically, of V4. Some with human DNA, some with Neanderthal, but now we have to make some without. Oh, we already made some without human DNA, but I guess we have to make some more without human DNA. Try and polish the models. The point of having the human DNA wasn't only for intelligence, but to be able to use outside of the war. After all said and done, because the ones with human DNA actually had human vocal cords as well, not just for the brain and arms. You also use it for the legs as well. Just realizing how big of a downgrade it is without that human DNA. So yeah, just remove the human DNA and we're done and dusted. But we did meet a V5 though. That has some major changes, but looks a lot like V4. V5 is nearly identical to V4, with some very major differences. Of course, I have removed most of the genome that's about just land creatures, like giant ground sloth, anteater, veto sloth. That's why you can notice a difference within the tail and fur. And of course, the human DNA that was planned to use, but then learned I couldn't use. What was I had an idea of a ethnicity of people called the Job. I don't know how to pronounce it. Is a race from East Asia that can hold their breath for like 5 minutes underwater. So that was supposed to be in V5, and now, yeah, I'm not gonna use that now. It's just gonna be also what? Oh yeah, the hog. Yeah, the hog is still gonna be hog, but it'll be different species of hog. It's gonna be the Red River hog, and for the spines, it's a type of shrew. Actually, no shrew is a temric. It's a type of temric, if I do remember. It's like the webbed foot temric, or I believe it's called. So yeah, temric is going to replace the porcupine. Even though the spines, sadly, the spine is going to get nerfed, and the boar is going to be replaced with the hog. And again, I have to remove the DNA, the Punjab people. Honestly, was kind of pushing it there as well. I should have saw it coming though. I should remove the human DNA because of V0 or version 0. Too intelligent for his own good. Too intelligent. Some of us that worked on it call it Nephilim because, well, it still scares me. With all that said and done, I still think even without the human DNA, these guys are too risky to use. Even with the human DNA, they're risky to use. Because for one, they use a lot of prey species, and well, if you know anything about prey species, two, the prey species are very slow. More ways than one. I was actually kind of plan on that, have it be very efficient with its energy, but so despite how much I like these thorn-clawed hippos, they're not perfect or even usable in some circumstances. Especially since I really want to fight Vex. My beloved that I will put against Vex. But the likelihood is he having me and Vex is pretty low. Even then, especially since Vex migrates a lot and we are only supposed to put our creature in one habitat and be specialized for that habitat. As you can tell by the creatures that contributed to his genome, this creature is going to be a freshwater specialist. If it's, green anaconda, DNA, and maybe our freshwater fish like arapaima, lungfish, piranha, and all that, and a lot of amphibian species as well. They're growing a lot today. And oh, you wonder why I haven't used any prehistoric creature in this DNA, nor why I didn't use anything bigger and meaner? Let me explain. All these creatures go well with each other, especially the hagfish, arapaima, green anaconda, lungfish, and cat's eye water snake all share similar bodies, so it makes it a bit easier for this creature to move. And some of the traits surprise me and gel well together. The fast bite force, the jaw structure. Of course, we're not using the snake's jaw structure, at least most of it. We still will keep the nose and nasal patches since, well, it can smell, and it can have lungs, real lungs, unlike the Arapaima. It will still have gills, but it will help. The cane toad mixed with the hagfish also gives it a poisonous slime, which is usable thanks to the lungfish DNA. So it can secrete out the armor of the Arapaima. Since lungfish, specifically the type of lungfish I'm using is the African lungfish, which also has scales, and still able to secrete slime out of it that it uses to basically cocoon itself for long periods of time during droughts. Now, let's talk about why I haven't used any prehistoric creatures in the construction of this lake serpent. You see this guy over here? Yeah, guy that I drew right over there. His name? Look it up. Now try to find a complete specimen. Also, when you're doing that, try to also find a complete specimen of a Titanoboa. Yeah, you won't. You can't even find a complete skull. Matter of fact, with this guy over here, you can't even find the top of the skull. You're lucky that they found the bottom jaw, a piece of the bottom jaw. That's more what we can say about the Titanoboa. Yeah. So that's why we use green anaconda and arapaima instead. Even though it would be way more impressive to use our guys, we can't without risking a lot of integrity. Honestly, it'd be nice if more people talk about that. But sadly they don't. They just see big fish and go, ooh. Well, what are we going to do now? How are we going to get this fish big enough to take on Vex? Well, beluga sturgeon, that's how. They can get up to 20 feet long. And green anacondas are no joke either. 10 feet long on average for some adult specimens. But again, still relative to the Titanoboa, so that potential is still in its genome. So we just have to exaggerate those traits. We're still keeping integrity intact. As you can see behind me, I'm going to be talking about now how all these creatures fit together. And you notice there's a new one now. While making this video, I need to put a creature in that has a good amount of intelligence to override and to act as a failsafe, since this creature is going to be living in very human populated areas. So having it not be aggressive towards people is a big up. So yeah, you can guess where the size comes in. Beluga sturgeon for the major player. Anaconda as well to help mix with, surprisingly, the giant manta ray. Yeah, also helps the size. Behavior, anaconda, rat snake, and not rat snake, sorry, cat eye snake, and red eye piranha, and a bit of hagfish. Why these factors? Well, so 1, coil, 2, chew. Yep, some bias. The defenses, well, Arapaima, cane toad, and, well, strangely enough, the lungfish is actually peaceful here because the hagfish kind of needs it to properly secrete its slime, which is poisonous because of the cane toad, which is also important to have those scales so the Arapaima scales can actually leak the protein that creates the slime. Yeah. Those four go together surprisingly well. And the healing factor, axolotl and zebrafish, that's about it. Zebrafish DNA is pretty minuscule, it's only we use as a failsafe, and to make the brain healing and spinal cord healing a bit better. But yeah, that's about it for all the contributors. Finally, this creature's name, Mike, or Michael, like the angel, Michael. You might be wondering, why Michael? Why you name it after an angel when it's basically a sea serpent? For one, look at his legs. It still has legs. Is that peculiar? Despite the python DNA? Two, seraphim in ancient Hebrew are called burning ones. That's what their name means. Burning ones, which is the same name for snakes in ancient Hebrew. Yes, seraphim in some depictions should be snakes. Which makes a lot more sense why the devil was a serpent. And that's why he has legs. For one, to show, oh, it's holy. It's not evil. It's, if anything, it's good. Two, well, genetic defect or mishap. Due to the high amount of axolotl and toad and lungfish and arapaima, which basically have legs, and also the dormant genes for legs within all snakes. That's why he has legs. It's basically a happy little accident. Hopefully you all liked this video. Hopefully it was in your interest. And have a good day. I'm probably not gonna make another video for a long time. So yeah. Also where Mike is gonna live and the thorn-clawed hippo. It's gonna be in North America, and Mike over here is gonna be living in Tennessee, and Clawthorn Hippo will be living in all the way down in Mississippi. And actually, yeah, both versions. Why both versions? Why not just put that big guy against a Dom? For one, I saw a video. I decided to make mobile creatures as a defensive wall against the Indominus. Instead of going to Islam Nubar, instead he will wait. So he made 3 different creatures to fight in. One of them was sentient, surprised me. So that's why I got the idea of, what if I put human DNA? Of course, he didn't put, quote unquote, human DNA. But again, I want the creature to be used after the war. That's why I put something very big in both of them. Something very important. A failsafe. If they ever decide to turn on us, when they consume our flesh, they will experience the same allergic reaction that we've had towards poison ivy. Yes, I engineered them to have an allergic reaction towards us. Of course, it's only us. And strangely enough, pigs. Why pigs? I don't really know. I was thinking maybe do something with humans tasting maybe similarly to pork for some reason. But yeah. And also, if I do put human DNA in the thorn hippo, it's probably gonna have human vocal cords, so that is something to be concerned about. Oh, see ya. Have a good day. Bye. Sorry, Bomb, but your entire species cannot be used for its war because of the human DNA. Yes, it has included the subspecies, especially the subspecies. There are unthawed counts as human in this war. And don't worry, you can always go to Plan B that we planned for you guys after the war. We'll have some drops for you guys. So, yeah, since the population drops severely because of the Indom plague and all that on that planet, so yeah, they need other help for rebuilding. And since you guys also have good disease resistance, yeah. But yeah, don't think of anyone or each other, because that human and Hog DNA also counts towards you guys. Yes, your own flesh is poisonous to you, not to yourself, but to each other. So don't even think about it. And don't think of eating like eaters either. Because as much as you are poisonous to him, he is poisonous to you, and all humans are poisonous to both you, and you are both poisonous to humans. Yes, I thought that. Don't worry. Also, why does Mike have Legos? Why is he playing with Legos? He asked for them. I didn't put human DNA in. What? He knows sign language? Okay, that makes a bit more sense, but he still shouldn't be this. How they ask? Incomplete sentences? Uh-oh. Add to the list of accidental sentient creatures. Yes, we're making a list now. Accidentally put a human soul in. Accidentally put a human soul in. But yeah, very unlikely for us to expect Vex anytime soon, or the Indoms. So you guys should be pretty safe as is. Very unlikely Vex would go all the way up to Tennessee just to fight a giant serpent. A giant eel. So yeah, don't worry. Very unlikely would ever occur. But if it does, be sure Michael can stand his ground. Probably for long enough for it to be a draw at least. Thanks to all the contributors. Yeah. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope for the best.